Hi guys, see you again on the Shonia Studio channel. This time I will discuss something different from the others. Namely the most delicious food, but also the disgusting food. This is just to increase your knowledge. Keep watching this video. Some of these foods maybe we will immediately feel nauseous, because the appearance is really disgusting. Call it eggs containing chicken fetuses, fish eyeballs, and many other disgusting foods. Although it is disgusting, it is strangely enough this food has many fans, and is very popular in the country. And here's a list of the most disgusting foods that many people like. Sunakji. Sunakji is a traditional South Korean dish, in the form of an octopus, that is still moving, when served. Sunakji is made from small-sized octopus, which is then cut into pieces, and eaten raw. It's still moving. Yes, raw and moving. Even though they have been cut into pieces, the octopus tentacles can still respond to stimuli, and move. You can find this unique culinary, in various seafood restaurants, in South Korea. Especially in the Noryangjin fish market area. This dish is served with small pieces of octopus, then seasoned with sesame, chopped green onions, and a special sauce. Because it's not cooked, you might be a little horrified, when you see a dish with a moving octopus, ready to eat. You also need to be careful when eating it, because the tentacles are still moving, can make you choke. Its tentacles can still suck, and stick to the wall of the throat, so when you eat it you have to chew it thoroughly, until it is soft before swallowing it. Tamilok. There is one super unique dish from the Philippines, namely in the city of New Bakawan, Aklan. Local people have a special food, namely tamilok, or woodworms. This tamilok is classified as a mollusk, that is commonly found in dead wood, which is found in mangrove forests, in the local area. The distinctive color of tamilok is grayish-white, before it can be consumed. Tamilok is usually removed first the head, and also the contents of the stomach. So the tamilok that initially looks fat and elongated, then looks flat and elongated, that's what makes the tamilok so it looks like this. Local people also used to call tamilok as woodworm. You know that the Filipino people themselves, are also very fluent in English. Usually local people consume tamilok only with a mixture of vinegar or lime. Some also used to add pieces of chili, and eaten immediately. So this way of eating tamilok does not need to be cooked. After making sure it is clean, and has been mixed with other ingredients, the tamilok is immediately ready to eat. He said, tamilok has a chewy texture, and is slimy when eaten. While the taste tends to be sweet, but it still leaves a woody aroma, where this tamilok lives. YouTube channel, Great Big Story, sharing a video. A Puerto Princesa resident, who is a tamilok hunter, his name is Romeo Ventura. Since birth, he has been from there. Ventura has worked as one of the Bakawan forest management staff, and there he hunted the tamilok at the same time. Ventura hunts tamilok with his comrades. Their only capital is boots and a machete, to cut or split the mangrove wood. According to him, the main sign of the mangrove wood inhabited by the tamilok is the wood with lots of holes. When the wood is opened or split, the tamilok automatically turns off immediately. This tamaloke is usually consumed at special moments of the local community. They usually also serve tamaloke for visiting guests. Well, how is your taste buds moved to eat it? Convey your feedback in the comments column. Tuna eye. Japanese cuisine such as sushi, sashimi, ramen, and others, are known to be delicious, and are liked by many people. But what happens if the eye of tuna is used as food? When you're at a sushi restaurant in Japan, you might see chunks of tuna in maki rolls or as sashimi, but if you want something unique, try going to a fish market or a grocery store. And you will see a very different part of the tuna being sold, namely the eyeballs. Tuna eyeball culinary, called maguro no madama, can usually be found in izakaya, which is a casual pub that is often visited by people after busy work, which serves food and drink tuna eyeballs, which are cooked served 1 or 2 eyeballs at a time. Alongside other dishes, this sometimes culinary delight is paired with tuna stir, a rare drink made with soju and raw tuna lenses. Usually served with a certain variety of concoctions, but a restaurant in Australia has just launched a cocktail that is far different than ever before. Pharaoh's Tapas is a new restaurant at the Museum of Old and New Art. The drinks they serve make many customers widen. Named as Black Margarita, this cocktail dish is a favorite drink to relieve thirst when you are tired of working. Charcoal powder blend that gives it a black color, and black salt makes it taste different. But the most surprising, and at the same time different part, is that this drink is laced with pig's eye as an accent. Right in the middle of a margarita glass, this pig's eye swims along with a sprinkling of other cocktail toppings. This drink also has conditions before consumption. Customers must immediately sip the black margarita before the ice inside melts and drowns the pork eyeballs before the ice cubes wrap around the eyeballs. Drink it immediately, said one of the staff. Case Marzu. This traditional Sardinian cheese is made from pecorino cheese, made from sheep's milk. So what makes it disgusting is that in this cheese there are thousands of maggots from the Pyophila casei fly, which lays eggs in the cheese. While being dried, the maggots eat pecorino cheese and produce enzymes that cause the cheese to rot. Queso marzu should be eaten while the maggots are still alive. Otherwise the cheese becomes toxic and dangerous to eat. And as additional info, queso marzu is prohibited from being sold in European Union countries and can only be found on the black market in Sardinia area. Balut. Balut is a boiled egg containing chicken or duck embryos, but most balut uses duck eggs. This typical Filipino external culinary is usually sold on the roadside for 2 pesos, or about half a US dollar. Balut is created from the process of incubating a duck egg, which takes about 14 to 21 days, for an embryo to appear. Then the duck eggs will be boiled until cooked, and can be eaten directly from the shell. The longer the incubation period, the more clearly the embryo will form. If the incubation period is less than 14 days, the resulting dressing is still egg-shaped, but with a denser texture. But if the incubation period is above 18 days, it is usually already in the form of a duck in it. Some have even grown hair. Maybe some tourists who visit the Philippines, are reluctant to try this extreme culinary because of disgust or other reasons, but eating balut is already considered a tradition from culture in the Philippines, and some even think that even though and is a typical culinary worthy of being hunted. However, there are many trade controversies from religious, humanitarian, and animal welfare aspects. Some consider the making of balut a sadistic act that must be stopped, because it kills animals before they even have a chance to be born into the world, but many also deny the accusations, arguing that eating duck embryo eggs is like cutting up adult ducks to eat. Despite the controversy, this duck embryo egg dish is considered to have health benefits. One of them is because of its high protein content. Many even say this food is good for increasing male. Cuy. Cusco, Peru is known as the place of origin of culinary cuy. This in English cuy is guinea pig, which is one of the most unique dishes in Peru. Peruvians do not eat cuy as their main daily meal, such as chicken, beef, or pork. They deliberately keep the lute for special occasions, such as birthdays, festivals, holidays, and of course, at times when there will be a lot of tourists visiting Peru. Until now, there are still many restaurants in Peru that put cuy on one of their menu lists. But this is done solely to satisfy the curiosity of tourists with this dish menu. The guinea pig itself was first discovered in the Andrine region, Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, and also Peru. From the beginning, the residents of Andrine deliberately breed guinea pigs to be used as food ingredients. All of this began to change when the Spaniards came and sent these guinea pigs to Europe, and were introduced as small furry animals suitable as pets. Cuy meat is known to have a higher protein content and lower cholesterol content than chicken, pork, and beef. Maybe you will be curious, how does this cuy actually taste? When I tried it, basically, cuy has a taste that is almost similar to duck. To be honest, the taste is cuy, not as terrible as the shape. And the taste is very delicious and savory, especially at this time. Cuy is a culinary that is quite healthy, and much favored by the people of Peru. Fried tarantula. Cambodians are used to eating this large spider fried tarantula covered in hair, enjoyed as a snack. But now many tarantula sellers are complaining about the availability of these insects because the forests where the tarantulas live are now being converted into cashew nut plantations. This has led to a reduction in the tarantula population in Cambodia, whereas previously these insects were abundant there. The habit of eating fried tarantulas dates back to when the Khmer Rouge came to power in the 1970s. They made Cambodian slaves, until millions of people left the city and fled into the jungle. There they experience hunger. It is this hunger that makes them eat anything that can be eaten in the forest. At that time, tarantulas were an option. In 1979, the Khmer Rouge regime finally fell. But the habit of eating tarantulas still exists today. Now Cambodians fry tarantulas with salt and garlic. Cambodians call this aping. It is said that the taste is similar to crab. Besides being easy to get, consumption of fried tarantula is considered good for health. Some time ago there was a trend of uploading photos of eating aping on social media. Many residents and travelers uploaded their photos eating the fat-bodied insects. Unfortunately, now many sellers are complaining about the availability of tarantulas in the forest. That's the story of Shonia Studio this time. Shonia Studio is a channel that always presents interesting stories for its subscribers, such as crime stories, history, interesting events, all of which are beneficial for the viewer. See you in another interesting story. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.